Good afternoon. The good news, no death or injury related to that massive fire at Omaha Track on Bainbridge Street. But the severity required several area fire departments to respond beginning about 1:30 this morning. The facility chips recycled railroad ties and then they store them at that location. Now, some of the wood chips are used at the power plant on French Island. During his news conference this morning, Campbell Fire Chief Nate Melby said they work to keep that area safe for everyone. Nearly 15 hours later, these first responders are still working to put out that fire. News 19's Crystal Flintrop is live in the town of Campbell. Crystal, what can you tell us about that fire now?
Well, Dave, I'm told this is a multi-company operation, meaning that multiple area agencies have responded to this fire. And joining me to talk a little bit more about that is the town of Campbell Fire Chief Nate Melby. So, Chief, can you just tell us a little bit about who all responded to this fire today?
Sure. We've had the La Crosse Fire Department, the Onalaska Fire Department, and recently the town of Shelby Fire Department and the City of La Crescent Fire Department supporting us.
And I know earlier when we had a chance to speak with you, you mentioned that they're on a rotation, and at that time it was at least 30 first responders out here, and that number is in the 40s now. What can you tell us a little bit about the operations as they work?
Yeah, we've had about 45 personnel on scene now. We're trying to rotate crews through to keep them fresh. We have had some people operating since 1:30 this morning on scene. As far as our tactics, we're using aerial master streams from the ladder trucks, and we're partnering with excavators to pull apart the large piles of railroad ties and spraying them with the water to extinguish them, and we're pulling as deeply as we can into the pile to get into the fuel.
And I know you said you're still actively fighting some of those flames right now. What needs to be done to really put this out beyond pulling apart the ties and et cetera?
Yeah, there's just so much fuel here to get to a total extinguishment. It's going to be just a continuous operation of pull it apart, wet it down, keep flowing, and just stay after it like we are. It's a very slow and tedious process.
And at this time, still no injuries, no fatalities?
Yes, we've had no injuries or fatalities.
And another good news about this is that quite a bit of the community has come out to support you guys through food and water. What would you say to them and say about that?
Well, I just want to express my gratitude to everyone for that. It really shows how special of a community we have here on French Island and also the surrounding area. And all the support that we've received has just been absolutely wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me about this. Now, Dave, these first responders will be out here until the fire is completely extinguished, and like he just mentioned, that'll be through into the evening. Dave, back to you.
Crystal, thank you so much. Of course, this was a lot of gratitude to the fire departments too. People helping, terrific. Those firefighters, fantastic today. There was a fire at the yard of Omaha back in 2015, but then officials said that blaze began in a wood chipper overnight. Still no cause on this blaze.